Hello everyone. At 9 p.m. on July 22nd, Beijing time, Samsung Electronics held a new product launch event in London, China and brought multiple products such as the Fold 8 Ultra, Fold 8, Flip 8, Watch Ultra 2, and Watch 9. At the invitation of the Samsung store, I'm here to do a simple unboxing. I have already arrived at this store.
First to unbox is this brand new category this time, which is also the second foldable phone in the mobile phone industry and also the first foldable Fold 8 for the Android system. This one is purple, it is a silver band.
Inside this, there's only a charging cable. I'm not sure if this is the original one for everyone, but this time the charging power has been upgraded from 20 watts to 40 watts. The battery is 4800 mAh, which is a bit higher than the previous generation Fold 7. This crease can truly be said to be almost invisible. You can see that when light shines on it, it's almost gone. There's a slight discoloration effect, but when viewed in person, there's truly almost no crease. As for the thickness, it's slightly thicker than the Fold 8 Ultra. I think it's 9.1 or 9.2, while the Fold 8 Ultra is only 8.9.
But you can see the craftsmanship is very exquisite, this outer texture. Its well camera only has two 50 megapixel sensors. The ultra wide angle is the same as the S26 Ultra, and in terms of hardware, it's stronger than the 12.5 megapixel ultra wide on the Huawei Pura X Max.
However, the Pura X Max has an additional 3.5 times 50 megapixel periscope telephoto lens, but its processor is stronger. It's the Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 Plus, and its performance, if multi-core, is close to Snapdragon 76, single core is close to 4000, and multi-core is over 10,000. Then for Pura X, the single core score is around 1500 and the multi-core is around 3500, which is similar to the Snapdragon 8 Gen 1, but it can achieve a score of over 8000. Its weight is only 201 grams, 28 grams lighter than Huawei. Its thickness before and after unfolding is 0.7 millimeters and 1.5 millimeters thinner than Huawei, respectively. This generation also has another highlight. There are separate layers of titanium metal protective film on its screen surface and under the OLED. This can reduce creases and better protect the internal components when dropped. It can provide excellent protection, so its crease is also shallower. The damping when folded is also quite strong. Okay, so next we will unbox this Flip 8. The biggest highlight of the Flip 8 this time is that its generation before last used the Snapdragon 8833. The previous generation did not use a Snapdragon processor. Samsung itself might have been heavily criticized for heating issues, but this generation it has switched to the Snapdragon 5th generation processor version. Cooling control and smoothness are definitely improved. Let's try to check the crease on this model using this light. Second. It feels like, and actually this lighting only shows a change when you look at it, but if you look at it in person, there are almost no creases. Touching it, it really feels no different from a regular slap phone. It's just that in the middle where the crease is, there might be a small area, so its reflection, the reflectivity might be different. Another highlight of the Flip 8 is its outer screen's very high screen to body ratio and very narrow bezels. Let's turn it on. Okay, it's on now. This is Sweet Berry Pink, a pink color. Let's check its look. It's quite stunning. Its bezel seems to be only 1.2 millimeters. The previous generation was 1.2 millimeters. 1.1 or 0.2. This generation is not yet confirmed. And this generation's thickness is also reduced compared to the previous generation. It has two cameras, one 50 megapixels and one 12 megapixels. But then we'll continue unboxing. Let's unbox a watch. Unbox watch. So I feel the damping of this watch and the Flip 8's box is a bit worse than the Fold 8. Inside this box are the manual and charging cable. Actually, this charger is quite unique. Samsung's is probably rare on the market as it's completely wireless. You can see it directly uses wireless charging It's just so fast. Yeah, just like that. It uses a isolated magnetic attachment, so there are no contact points that use it. Yeah, this is the health sensor. It has no contact points, so there's no issue with rust. Domestic models usually use contact charging. This watch features a square encircle design continuing the style of the Watch 8, but it is thinner. This generation is even lighter and thinner, and the processor has been upgraded to the Snapdragon Elite Wear, the premium wearable version, which should offer better efficiency. However, the official claim is that if always on display is enabled, the battery life is less than 30 hours, which is actually quite power hungry. With the Watch 6 I currently have, without always on display, without power saving mode, without a network connection, and only connected to the phone, it can last for nearly 2.5 days. Now let's try on this watch strap right here. Starting from Watch 8, the strap design has been improved. It's much better and a bit thinner than before. The screen brightness for this generation is also 3000 nits, but the watch true brightness has been increased to 5000 nits. We can test that in a moment. Samsung's sensor is top tier, featuring 12 channels and many unique functions. Personally, I think Samsung's biggest advantage in electronics right now is their watches, because they can measure body composition, which as far as I know only Samsung and Xiaomi offer. Besides that, it has many unique features like its running coach, and it can measure oxygen saturation levels, and there are also some overall health functions. It has many personalized features. Those interested can try them out for yourselves. And this processor is likely the most powerful one currently available in any smartwatch. While many domestic watches still use 14 or 10 nanometer processors, this one already uses Qualcomm's 3 nanometer chip. Perhaps only Apple's watch can battle it. Now let's unbox this flagship smartwatch. The Ultra is clearly thicker, which makes sense as it has a larger battery. The battery pack lasts longer, probably for over a day, maybe 1 or 2 extra charges, and this one is better suited for extreme outdoor enthusiasts like those who go mountain climbing, and it also has a deeper water resistance rating. The standard version supports 5 atmospheres of pressure, while this one supports 10.
Well, the difference between this generation and the Ultra, the Watch Ultra one, is that its bezel now has a brushed finish. Let's see if you can see the brushed finish. The previous generation did not have it.
And the processor has also been upgraded to the Snapdragon flagship version. Previously, rumors suggested the standard watch might use a different Snapdragon processor, but it seems they both use the same one. However, both are different from the previous generation's Exynos W9150.
See you later.
It feels quite comfortable to wear, but overall, I personally find it a bit heavy unless you have a specific passion for extreme sports. I think the standard model is a better choice, as it is lighter, thinner, and more affordable. If you need a larger battery, then you can go for this one.
It's indeed quite large.
Finally, let's unbox the most expensive product this time, the Fold Ultra. On the left is Shadow Grey, and on the right is Yam Purple. Let's unbox the grey and purple ones. Grey seems to be a popular color this time around.
As expected, the resistance of this packaging feels very strong, much stronger.
It is actually the same state as the previous generation Fold 7, but when opened, it is actually thinner. The previous generation was 4.2 millimeters when opened and 8.9 when folded. This generation is still 8.9 millimeters when folded, but only 4.1 when open. It is 0.01 millimeters thinner, which is barely noticeable. However, this was achieved while increasing the battery size. This generation finally uses a silicon carbon negative electrode battery. Samsung is now using silicon carbon batteries. It is 5000 mAh, which is 600 mAh more than the previous generation's 4400. The crease really feels like it's in the top tier now, just like the Oppo from the beginning of this year. And after the release of the N5, which claimed to have no crease, subsequent foldables felt a bit worse. Even the one from the Tough Guy brand I saw earlier felt like it was lacking, but the Fold 8 and Fold 8 Ultra really have almost invisible creases. You can't see them at all.
Or it might become more visible with increased use, which is a common issue with foldables, but at least for now, it is basically non-existent.
The three rear cameras consist of a 50 megapixel ultra wide, a 200 megapixel main camera, and finally a 10 megapixel 3x telephoto lens with a 69mm focal length.
I also found a white one here. Let's compare the colors first, white and pink. This white is very pure. It feels like the S26 Ultra. It is even purer than the white on the S25 Ultra. That white on the 25 Ultra had a slight silvery feel to it.
Overall, the S25 Ultra generation really emphasized that metallic luster. At the time, it was more focused on design, including the 83. To wrap things up, I still have the Watch 9 here. This is the 40mm version, and this is the Ultra 4. This is a dummy unit and the flip.
Folding it here seems normal.
So that concludes today's unboxing. And finally, what I want to mention is that this foldable screen comes with a 45-watt official charger, whereas it was 25 watts before. This time it has been upgraded to 45-watt charging.